Ever feel like choosing a daycare is harder than getting into college? It's like suddenly you're fluent in jargon like staff-to-child ratio and developmentally appropriate practice, and you're wondering what any of it really means for your little one. I'm Tim, and trust me, I've seen the panic in parents' eyes.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm Edna, and I've held a lot of hands through that daycare decision. It's such a monumental step, isn't it? Choosing who to entrust with your most precious cargo.
Exactly. So, welcome to the Rising Parent Podcast, where we're tackling the big questions, the small details, and everything in between. This episode, it's all about how to choose the best daycare, a parent's essential checklist.
We're going to break down everything you need to know to find a daycare that's not just safe, but truly nurturing for your child.
We're diving deep into certifications, ratios, educational philosophies, the whole shebang, because knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your kids.
Don't forget to subscribe. New episodes of the Rising Parent Podcast are released every Monday and Friday. Let's get started.
Okay, Edna, let's get right to it. Choosing a daycare. Where do parents even start?
Well, Tim, I think the very first thing is to take a deep breath. Seriously, I remember one of our coaching clients, she was so stressed. She practically had spreadsheets comparing every daycare within a 10-mile radius.
Oh, I've seen those spreadsheets. It's intense, but it's understandable, right? You're handing over your everything.
Absolutely. But that intensity can cloud your judgment. So, step one, define your priorities. What matters most to you and your family? Is it location, budget, a specific educational approach?
Yeah, location is huge. One of my daycare clients lived way out in the suburbs and both worked downtown. They thought they were being clever by choosing a daycare near work, but the commute was a nightmare. The poor kid was spending half the day in the car.
Ouch. See, that's a prime example. Proximity can seem logical, but the reality of rush hour, not so much. So you've got to consider the entire family picture.
Okay, so we've got priorities. Now what? Do we just Google daycare near me and pick the first one with a cute website?
Oh, Tim, you're killing me. No, that's where the checklist comes in. First up, safety certifications and licensing. This is non-negotiable.
Right. So what exactly should parents be looking for? What are the magic words on those certificates?
Well, you want to see licenses from your state's childcare regulatory agency, of course. That ensures they're meeting minimum health and safety standards. Also, look for accreditation from organizations like the National Association for the Education of Young Children, NAEYC. It's an extra layer of quality assurance.
NAEYC. Got it. That's like the Michelin star for daycares. I've got a client, and they were so impressed by the director showing them all the documentation. It was definitely a sign that they were transparent and serious about safety.
Transparency is key, and don't be afraid to ask questions. What are your emergency procedures? How do you handle allergies? What are your staff training requirements?
Speaking of staff, let's talk about those staff-to-child ratios. That's a big one, right?
Huge, and it varies by age group. Infants need a lot more individual attention than, say, 4-year-olds. So look up the regulations in your state, but even better, observe the interactions between the staff and the children during your visit.
Observation is key, isn't it? Are the caregivers engaged? Are they responsive? Do they seem genuinely happy to be there?
Exactly. I remember when I was helping this family, they were torn between 2 daycares. One had slightly lower ratios, but the staff just seemed disengaged. The other one had ratios that were within the state guidelines, and the staff were so warm and interactive, they felt immediately comfortable with the second one.
It's that gut feeling, isn't it? The vibe of the place. You can't quantify that, but it's so important.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about educational philosophies. Montessori, Waldorf, play-based, academic. It can be overwhelming.
It's like alphabet soup. And every daycare claims to be the best at whatever philosophy they subscribe to.
Right. So do your research. Understand the basic principles of each approach, and then think about which one aligns with your own parenting values.
I think a lot of parents get hung up on finding the perfect philosophy, but is there even such a thing?
Not really. What matters most is that the philosophy is implemented well and that it creates a stimulating and nurturing environment for your child. I had the opportunity to work with a family who really wanted a Waldorf program, but the program closest to their house was not very well run. They ended up putting their child in a play-based program and were amazed at how much their child learned.
So it's not just the label, it's the execution. What about cleanliness? That seems like a no-brainer, but it's worth mentioning, right?
Absolutely. Take a good look around. Is the facility clean and well-maintained? Are the toys and equipment sanitized regularly? Is there a clear hand-washing policy?
Because kids are basically germ magnets.
Oh, tell me about it. And a clean environment is crucial for preventing the spread of illness. One of the families I worked with, their child was constantly sick at their previous daycare. Once they switched to a daycare with stricter hygiene protocols, the difference was night and day.
So cleanliness isn't just about aesthetics, it's about health and safety.
Precisely. Now let's talk about communication. How does the daycare communicate with parents? Daily reports, regular newsletters, parent-teacher conferences?
Because you want to feel like you're in the loop, right? You want to know what your child is doing, how they're progressing, if there are any concerns.
Exactly. And you want to feel comfortable reaching out to the staff with questions or concerns. I saw one facility with a parent portal where they shared photos and anecdotes of the children's day. The parents loved it.
Oh, that's a great idea. It's like a little window into their world. What about outdoor play? I think that's often overlooked.
It is. Kids need to run, jump, and explore, so check out the outdoor play area. Is it safe and well-equipped? Is there shade? Is there a variety of activities to keep the children engaged?
And is the staff actively supervising the children during outdoor play? Because I've seen some playgrounds where the caregivers are just chatting on their phones.
Oh, Tim, that's a huge red flag. Active supervision is essential for preventing accidents and injuries.
Agreed. So we've covered safety, ratios, philosophies, cleanliness, communication, outdoor play. What else is on the checklist?
Well, don't forget about nutrition. What kind of meals and snacks does the daycare provide? Are they healthy and balanced? Are they accommodating to children with allergies or dietary restrictions?
Because you don't want your kid living on chicken nuggets and fruit snacks all day.
Exactly. And finally, trust your intuition. After you've done all your research and visited a few daycares, take a moment to listen to your gut. Which one feels like the right fit for your child?
It's that feeling of peace, isn't it? Knowing that your child is in good hands. One of our coaching clients visited half a dozen daycares and had almost given up, and then they found a place that clicked. They said they felt an immediate sense of calm the moment they walked in.
And that's invaluable. So, to recap, we've got safety certifications, staff-to-child ratios, educational philosophies, cleanliness, communication, outdoor play, nutrition, and trusting your intuition.
That's a lot to juggle.
It is. But remember, you don't have to find the perfect daycare. You just need to find one that's safe, nurturing, and a good fit for your family.
And don't be afraid to ask for help. Talk to other parents, read online reviews, and reach out to us here at the Rising Parent Podcast if you have any questions.
Absolutely. We're here to support you every step of the way.
Okay, so let's boil this all down to some key takeaways for our listeners. What are the absolute must-remember points?
First, safety first. Always prioritize safety certifications and licensing. No exceptions.
Second, ratios matter. Pay close attention to staff-to-child ratios, especially for infants and toddlers.
Third, observe and interact. Visit the daycare and observe the interactions between the staff and the children.
Fourth, trust your gut. After you've done your research and visited a few daycares, take a moment to listen to your gut. Which one feels like the right fit for your child?
And finally, communication is key. Make sure the daycare has a clear and open communication policy.
Great points, Edna. So that's our deep dive into choosing the best daycare. Hopefully this checklist has given you a little more confidence and clarity.
Absolutely. And remember, you're not alone in this. We're all just trying to do our best for our kids.
Exactly. And now it's time for our call to action.
That's right, Tim. If you have a parenting question, just go to risingparent.org/podcast and send us an episode topic request.
We'd love to make that episode for you. We're always looking for new topics to cover, and we want to hear from you.
And don't forget to subscribe to the Rising Parent podcast so you don't miss out on future episodes. New episodes are released every Monday and Friday.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
We're so glad you joined us.
Until next time.
Keep rising.